The time now, it is 5 o'clock on this Friday the 13th, June 13th, 2014 on a Friday. Time now, follow one of the PJ with the
This area is lifting through, and this is where we're picking up some
evening report. Friday, June 13th, 2014. Good evening, everybody. Our current conditions at 5 o'clock in North Massachusetts got a temperature of
just about ready to move
70 degrees with light rain, humidity 93%, wind speeds up about 5 miles per hour.
28, and then we see a larger area
To east, and it's 2 about 68 degrees, visibly at 4 miles.
north of Boston.
Let's take a look at our radar scope. It shows bands of
Again, everything
light to moderate,
toward the north.
bands of rain around the greater Boston area and down for Norfolk County, then for the stuff showing stretching up in an offshore, and Merrimack Valley, and down for 7 New Hampshire, and stretching it out to sea.
It's because it's the
And a couple of batches of rain showers around the northern Attleboro area and eastern Providence, and batches of rain showers in south central Rhode Island. Batches of rain showers around southwestern portions of
driving around.
Cape Neons
But I have much
and
more sunshine around
around Falmouth, and batches of rain showers around
in just 50.
the outer Cape around Provincetown and down to Chatham.
Begin with breaking news on that recall involving beef sold at local home.
In the moderate rain, stretching it up in the Maine and
They have confirmed
mid-coast Maine and east central Maine, and stretching it up in Quebec, and
mad cow disease.
batches of rain showers in the northwest and the central portions of
Involving 4,000
New Brunswick and up Nova Scotia here,
cuts.
and
Foods is now saying
showers and storms from central and eastern portions of New York.
it was contaminated.
One bench of showers and storms from upstate New York, from Mason quarter for parts of West Albany, and then through western New Jersey, and then through eastern Delaware, and then through eastern Maryland, and then through DC, and around northeastern portions of Virginia, and then through central and coastal North Carolina here. And
We will not.
another batch of showers and storms from central New York, down for central Pennsylvania, down for West Virginia, down for eastern Kentucky, Tennessee, down for the western
The U.S.
North Carolina, stretching and then through Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi, and stretching off the Gulf states, and stretching in southeastern Florida, and stretching in eastern and off western portions of
Julie Longcheck has been watching things
Florida coastlines there. And a line of showers and storms from northern Mexico down for western Texas, and stretching it up to New Mexico down to eastern portions of Arizona. And a batch of clouds covering central portions of Iowa, batch of rain showers in west central portions of Minnesota, eastern Dakotas, and then through western Canada, some slated storm mix around Alberta, and some showers from central Washington, central eastern Oregon, down for northern Idaho, down for central portions of Montana, down for eastern portions of Wyoming.
Their problem.
Bulwark, Montana, good evening, 78 degrees with clear skies there.
To prepare a range of options that could help the Iraqi security.
Let's take a look at our satellite loop. Fear internet shows a lot of clouds coming in the rest of the Gulf states and switching on Florida, stretching up the eastern seaboard and then down the eastern Great Lakes and coming in Michigan, up in the non-turning in Quebec and stretching it out to sea. And a batch of clouds covering Colorado and down to Mexico, down for western Texas and down Mexico, and a batch of clouds from Iowa down to Minnesota and straight to the down for the Dakotas, and then for the Pacific office down for Canada from Western Ontario, stretching in British Columbia here. Alright.
Established a strict Islamic State in the region. Videos posted on YouTube by the ISIS militants show thousands of Iraqi soldiers
Let's take a look at our
leaving their American-supplied weapons and vehicles behind.
map situation here. Cold front from eastern California, stretching in the Nevada, and down for Utah, and up to Wyoming, and then stretching to southeast of Montana, and
Eventually to
warm front from South Dakota, and cold front from eastern Wyoming, and then for Colorado, and then for western Texas. Station front down for Texas and Louisiana, and cold front from Tennessee up into the eastern Iowa, and up in the eastern Great Lakes, and up in Ontario here, and a warm front from northeastern Pennsylvania, and stretching it at the sea. Out of front of Miami, stretching down for Virginia, down for the Carolinas here.
With the boy more than a dozen times with a belt. News Center 5's Mary Salerno was in the courtroom today for his arraignment. Mary?
Yeah, JC, Jermaine Ballard is off the force for now.
And we got another front of mine from Southern Nevada, down to California, and down for western Baja, Mexico. Front of mine from north central Montana, stretching in central Alberta, down to eastern British Columbia. And a front of mine from central UP, Michigan, and Ontario. And it got high pressure in northern Missouri, Four Corner region in Mexico, and low pressure in Wyoming and Mississippi and Pennsylvania, and down for western Quebec. And we got 62 degrees the temperature in Boston, 76 out in Philadelphia. In Washington, D.C., 70 in Atlanta, 82 in Miami, 94 in Brownsville, 88 in Dallas, Texas, 74 in Kansas City, 74 in Chicago, 73 in Minneapolis, 85 in Albuquerque, 88 in Denver, 79 in
Call police.
He had deep bruising.
Salt Lake City, 69 in Los Angeles, 73 out in San Francisco, 63 in Great Falls, Montana, 56 out in Seattle. Current conditions in the region, we got a temperature of 62 degrees in Boston, 62 in Pittsburgh and Beverly, 63 in Bedford, 16 in Gloucester, 61 in Worcester, 65 in Milford, 67 in Webster, 65 in Norwood, 70 in Taunton, 68 in Redford, 66 in Falmouth, 59 in Chatham, 63 in Provincetown.
He's been a very good police officer over the years. I'm not going to get into the defense of this.
61 in Cape Cod Bay, 6 in Boston Harbor, 65 in Martha's Vineyard, 62 in Nantucket, 66 out in Flucon, 68 in Providence and in Wesley and Smithfield, 68 in Springfield, 65 in Emerson and Greenfield, 65 in Pittsfield, 68 in Northampton, 73 in Albany, 72 in Bennington, 63 in Keene, 58 in Jaffrey, 59 in Concord and Manchester, Hampshire, 61 in Nashville, Hampshire, 62 in Portsmouth, 58 in Hampshire Bay, 69 in Windsor, 69 in Hartford, 72 in Meriden, 72 in Waterbury, 75 in Denver, 75 in New Haven, 71 in Bridgeport, and 75 in New York, and 78 in Islip, and 67 in Montauk, 59 in.
Problem with the system that protects the plane from wind damage while parked. All 7 people on board died.
Long Island Sound here.
To lift off before it went off the runway, crashed into a gully, and then burst into flames.
All right.
A worker at Catholic.
Let's take a look.
Is off the job tonight. Here's why. James Serbo was fired for allegedly sending inappropriate texts to students. Serbo's
Forecast discussion around the country here.
assistant athletic director. It's not clear right now, to us anyway, what was in those texts contained or who received them, but in a letter to parents, the school called
Showers and thunderstorms are back much to the east coast have the approaching front, and severe weather will stretch across the southern plains to the southeast. Parts of the north and the northern plains can expect that widespread showers with a strong front drop in the front. Boundary moisture have an incoming cold front moving toward the east coast will give way to an active weather on Friday as the front moves closer to the coast. Numerous showers and thunderstorms will present across the New England and Mid-Atlantic region. Precipitation is not expected to be organized in the nature, however, there is potential for slow moving storms that can produce heavy rainfall by Friday night. The front will push up into the Mid-Atlantic and New England coastline. Falling in the frontal departure,
There is a lot.
dry conditions with a dropping humidity will settle in the Mid-Atlantic. The same cannot be said. New England, the surface will slowly move northeastward. This will keep water showers around the region for most of the short-term period. The 7.5 the cold front will and settled conditions to the east coast will impact the southern plains and southeast. As the cold front drops and towards the Gulf Coast, showers and thunderstorms will flare up along the boundary with a play daytime heating and it's building in place. These storms in particular Texas could be strong and severe. These thunderstorms will come near the central and the eastern Texas, but scattered showers and thunderstorms will continue in the southeast. Friday, Saturday, a coastal low to the middle level and atmosphere moving over the past and northwest will slide. Eastward across the northern plains and light to moderate showers were moving on towards early Friday morning, and these activities will become more widespread into Friday afternoon and Saturday as a surface should include a front will move into the west on Friday and the northern plains on Saturday as a showers will taper off to the positive northwest by Saturday morning.
Los Angeles, San Francisco.
This is when the morning touch showers and thunderstorms will move in front of the northern plains will start this activity expected to move progress eastward. Right at about 20 up in Midwest. Here.
Other Olympic sites a concern to many. Brazil's troubles hosting the World Cup this summer and the Olympics in
Forecast discussion in New England here. A period of showers with some thunderstorm tops continues in Friday night. High pressure boils over the region early next week with warmer temperatures. Cold front approaches on Tuesday. Chance of thunderstorms. The front stalls over or near southern New England and remains in place by Friday. And abandoned showers and heavy year downpours moving to south to north across the region as the span exit by the region of Bay TZ. Another area of precipitation related to western areas and progress to the east part east in Albany have noted rainfall rates up to 1 inch in an hour. Per tool, polar radar, submit so local for the range for the is possible. Overall, made by adjustments on pops travel. Travel record to it, wires current to forecast at the trap.
Sound leak rejected. Live from Boston, Jorge Quiroga, WCBB, to Center 5.
And it's official. The first casino license in Massachusetts will go.
Let's take a look.
In Springfield, the state's gaming commission voted unanimously this morning to approve the deal
and
the license. It also gave the company temporary.
What is brewing in the tropics? Nothing's brewing in the tropics, and the latest on Chris.
After more than
Tina.
4 rival.
As of 2 p.m. on 5 p.m. Average 18 maximum sustained winds 9 miles per hour. Category 1 storm minimum southern pressure 970 millibars located 18.5 north, 110.2 to the west. And moving at 8 miles per hour.
have been instructed.
To the northwest, here.
General Motors is issuing 4 new recalls. The main issue.
As the National Hurricane Center is issuing advisories on Hurricane Christina located 300 miles west of Cabo Corrientes, Mexico. Tropical cyclone formation not expected to return in the next 5 days.
The recall
In
65,000 2010 to 2014.
and we have a
Here in the U.S.
flash flood watch for much of eastern Massachusetts and some of Worcester County, much of Rhode Island, except Cape Islands. As been the heavy rain showers will continue into early this evening as rainfall amounts in excess of 1 inch in just 30 minutes if possible. Annual clouds are flooding and possible in the heavier rain showers here.
The demolition.
And we got 10th fun long course this evening. The 10th fog advisory for coastal Massachusetts coastal at 10 p.m. this evening. The Port Visibility is 1/4 mile or less than time said. Motorists urged to drive with extra caution this evening. And speaking of Boston, this is Boston and fog, and this is Dartmouth, Massachusetts.
Murder of his son.
And
He wants dads to join him on the front lines against violence.
Sergeant Bo Bergdahl returns to America. The plan is for him now that he's back on U.S. soil. And let's take a look at first alert traffic out there. What a rainy, gloomy Friday we have, but at least the traffic is moving somewhat, although it's slow on the left-hand side of your screen, which is going westbound. Let's take a closer look at the maps. And we do have a lot of red out there indicating some slow spots. Let's go 93 south, Mass Ave to Route 3 is a 36-minute drive. If you're going north on 93 upper deck to Route 128, 33 minutes. The Pike is not terrible, 93 corner, 23 minutes. Weston Tolls to I-495 is a 27-minute drive. And if you're on 495 going from the Mass Pike to I-290, a little slow in spots.
And
12-minute drive there.
Time and temperature from TD Bank. To be judged best newscast among your peers is an honor. To be called a leader in the industry.
And this is here at the Boston Harbor Hotel on Langan Avenue that I took to Boston around noontime. And this is Logan Airport, and it was foggy out and rainy, cold and raw.
The honor. But our first and only commitment is to you. Day in, day out. Thank you for making news.
And this was the Boston skyline in fog.
All the chicken in your grocery
So it, since fog along the coast will be intact for this evening. And let's take a look at our view outside.
No one does this, but
And it shows still raining out of Norton here in a soupier mass.
Jewelry, colors, springs, and all sizes.
We are under a flash flood watch here. And in fact, from now until 8 p.m.
Every day, create more.
As a flash flood watch for portions of Massachusetts, Rhode Island, this includes the Providence, Boston Metro, as well as other urban locations such as Fall River and Peabody and New Bedford, is issued by the National Weather Service, and Taunton has issued a flash flood watch for portions of Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and that includes the Providence and Boston Metros, as well as other urban locations such as Fall River, Peabody, and New Bedford. Until 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time this evening, as some areas have experienced heavy rain following an inch or more this morning, with a risk of potentially more heavy rains this afternoon. There will be a potential for more localized flooding, and particularly in the urban and port drainage areas. Day 1 tonight, flash flood watch at day 2 for 7, Saturday for Thursday. There'll be a low probability for a few strong thunderstorms Saturday across eastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, and there'll be a low probability for a few strong thunderstorms on Tuesday. And let us take a look at our 7-day forecast. It goes like this. For late afternoon tonight, chance of showers mainly after 3 a.m. Patchy fog otherwise most skies got lowered 63 degrees at southeast wind about 5 miles by chance concentration 30%. New periods of rain amounts between the 10 and a quarter inch possible. Saturday, chance of showers at thunderstorms. Southern stores produce every rain. Patchy fog before 11 a.m. bars. Cutting day gradually covered most of the skies either 84 degrees northwest wind about 3 to 6 miles by chance concentration 50%. New rain found amounts by the plus 17 11 days, check 7 miles possible thunderstorms. Saturday night, podcast got low 56 degrees northwest wind about 6 miles per hour. Sunday, skies either 80 degrees north wind about 5 to 8 miles per hour. Saturday night, most of the coast got low 55 degrees. Monday, Saskatchewan, 81 degrees, but not Patchevog after 5 a.m. hours. Patchevog, load 61 degrees. Tuesday, chance of showers. Patchevog before 7 a.m. hours. Monday, Saskatchewan, 84 degrees, chance of precipitation 30%. Tuesday, Patchevog, load 65 degrees. Wednesday, Saskatchewan, 83 degrees. Wednesday, Patchevog, most cars load 63 degrees. Thursday, most Saskatchewan, 79 degrees. Friday, Patchevog, load 60 degrees. Friday, Saskatchewan, 76 degrees. Peters, what a phase of the night, of the evening, a showy night in town.
An IV was improperly set in Clayton Lockett's leg back in April. Now, the lethal injection was called off after a vein collapsed and Lockett went into distress. The convicted murderer died of a heart attack 10 minutes later. That was 43 minutes after the injection. Prison officials
let's take a look at our
into what went wrong. Terrifying school shooting plot uncovered in Tennessee. 2 teens accused of plotting a Columbine-style attack. A counselor alerted authorities.
And let's take a look
Journals
at a traffic situation. And oh my, look at that!
High school.
Bumper to bumper. Let's start it off in Metro Boston First Where
Plan and attempt.
Southeast Expressway, both sides. Bumper to bumper on both sides. Southbound side, Southeast Expressway. Bumper from Mass back down to Braintree, split. Northbound side, bumper to bumper from Milton all the way down to the Boston. Tip O'Neill Tunnel, slow on both sides. Mass Pike, eastbound.
Killer twisters. Florida has the most tornado deaths per month.
It is. Congestion around here with Route 128 in Weston.
And they are typically
Mass Pike, congestion from Austin back to Tolls down for the Logan Airport on both sides.
because of flat landscape
On the
and a high amount.
eastbound side, westbound side, move and go until you hit the Brentford to westbound side, Mass Pike, and it's bumper to bumper from Brighton all the way down. Stop and go from Freeman and Natick and continue to be slow around eastbound Mass Pike along near Westboro. And Mass Pike westbound and bumper to bumper around 290 in Auburn near.
I mean, it's really pouring out there. Let me show you what it looked like as we look.
Look out, 128, bumper to bumper on the southbound side from Beverly.
Water everywhere, and that's really the
And
you know the National Weather Service.
and 128, bumper to bumper from
Tonight. It's not
Burlington all the way to Braintree. So
one little
big backup.
You can see what's happening.
Big backup
Boards in a spot. You get
on 128 south and
in a very short period.
and 93 south, from Braintree split to Braintree.
A lot of this pushing offshore. So down to the South Shore, most of it's kind of moved up toward the Boston area.
An accident on
A little bit down towards Quincy, but again,
the Southeast Expressway southbound side on around Braintree split, so trust us some extra time, okay?
a little bit more. You can see
And 3 north from 128 and Burlington down to Bill Wicker stretch, so trust us some extra time.
a little band of shots.
93, a little slow on
In the next few minutes, it will
on the northbound side from Bunker Hill all the way out to
within about the next hour.
Woburn, and then 93 southbound from Medford and for Boston,
We've got a couple more
and
bands, so we're not
495
down with the downpours.
bumper to bumper from 10 in Hayville northbound side all the way down to Westford, and 495 southbound bumper from Lowell all the way down to Littleton near. Now 495 stretch from Hayville down to Ames, so moving on fine on both sides. 95 more from Peabody, then on to the New Hampshire border here.
Quarter inch, and then it just adds up, especially if you get a couple.
And after that, 93 north, around near Route 20 in Salem, so try yourself some extra time. Okay, on the exit 1,
Still gonna be out there, but I do
near the Rockdam Ball, and
more activity is going to be over the next hour or so. Tomorrow we start with a lot of cloud cover.
in New Hampshire, so try yourself some extra time, okay?
As you look off toward the west, there are some clear skies, and that's what's
And 495,
as we talk
a
about.
little slow around the Marlboro, down for Westboro. On 495 and 495, a little slow around the Milford, Franklin, Bellingham stretch here.
A bunch tonight, and it's
And
out there as well.
95 south, from Route 1 Walpole all the way down to
Degrees, and it really depends about where you're at, where the warmest temperature.
295 in North Attleboro here. What about 95 more for both sides from Alberta to Pawtucket?
Inland,
24 and 485 intersection in Raynham and Bridgewater, a little slow, but otherwise. 24 south, a little congested from 120
flirting with the 80 degrees.
to Randolph on the southbound side of 24 and Route 3, a little slow
Be slowly clearing things off. There will be clouds in
from
the morning, but there'll be sun.
53 and Hanover over there to Kingston near, so try some extra, but otherwise 24 is blue on fine from 120 to the Rhode Island border here.
Twin skies.
185, a little slow around
Late day clearing tomorrow, but for your Sunday, looking pretty good with that high pressure
the
building.
Comcast Center due to a concert, and 140 a little slow
Kind of clearing away as we head through the afternoon. Sunday, Father's Day, 80 degrees for a high temperature. It gets
295 in the eastbound side. Bumper to bumper from Route 1
keep a close
in North Hammer, down to 95 in Attleboro. 146 south, a little congestion from
some stronger storms during the afternoon hours, and then once that finally passes through, we'll see cooler, drier.
Split 7 all the way down through Providence 95 south, bumper to bumper from Power Road all the way down to downtown Providence on both sides, bumper to bumper. 610 bumper from Route 6 down for 95. 195 west, bumper to bumper from 15 in Seacock down for
Right? Of course it is.
95 and 95 south. Oh, it's slow from Cranston down for Warwick and 195. So that's a few slow spots on 103 in Somerset, a little slow, but otherwise you're good to go from Providence down to Wareham and
5:30. Experts
171 Bridges modified and 26 modified running the Cape of the Islands and 95 modified for each Greenwich to the border and 295 north bumper to bumper from Route 2 in West Warwick all the way down to Johnstown and 295 south bumper to bumper from 146 in Lincoln all the way named for Smithfield doing an accident on Route 295 south.
Your desktop, News 75, everywhere you need us.
And Smithfield. So this is Paige James. You have a good day. What a good positive attitude. Good evening. I'll be back. But what am I just late night report
Of the world's greatest love story, The Phantom.
right after
Coming to the Boston.
Sports Phantom.